Greetings, all you Jackson Jennets, and welcome to your daily dose of donkey with Ginger. This is the BugCap, and I'm joined once again by Bugboo after a Steelers win. How we feeling, Bug?
Let's go! That means good in Steelers talk.
Oh, that means good in Steelers talk. Well, I'm glad to hear it. I agree with you. I'm feeling good. You got to watch Kenny Pickett get his first road win, and Kenny Pickett get his first fourth quarter comeback win. Pretty excited?
Oh, people, yeah.
How do you feel about the way the Steelers played? Anyone really stand out for you?
A lot of the whole team.
Just the whole team. All right, I like that. Sorry we didn't get the tie like you predicted, but I think the win was a little better, huh?
Yeah.
You were pretty excited to see that Kenny Pickett was wearing the same hat you wear. I remember that. You liked that, didn't you, in the post-game press conference?
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew you enjoyed that. So let's talk about some fun things out there. The offense, I think, played pretty well again. No turnovers, put up 24 points, had a 2-point conversion. Kenny Pickett had, in my opinion, a pretty good day, although he didn't throw a touchdown, but that was more of the fact that George Pickens and Deontay Johnson just didn't seem like they really wanted to catch the football that often in this game, did they?
Yeah.
And then we get into, we had Najee Harris not having a great game this week, only averaging 3.5 yards a carry before leaving with injury, and that could be a big concern. Najee getting hurt is kind of a concerning thing, don't you think, during the game?
Yeah, it really is.
It was, and then you're like, oh man, what are we going to do now? It's Benny Snell football, and Anthony McFarland needing to take over, and all they do is combine for 18 carries and 92 yards to go along with a touchdown. Pretty impressive stuff from a couple guys who were called into action due to 2 injuries, being Najee Harris and Jalen Warren. Pretty impressive stuff, though, we saw out of there from Benny Snell and McFarland, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, they played really well, I thought, going out there. You look at the other stat lines, I mean, Pickens had an okay day. Johnson had an okay day, although they both dropped a touchdown. Freiermuth goes 3 for 39, and then there's really nothing else to talk about on offense. I mean, yeah, pass pro wasn't the greatest again. We gave up 3 sacks. Kenny was moving, but Kenny looked more decisive, was making good throws, led a fourth quarter comeback, won a game because of Kenny Pickett. It's nice to see. I mean, all in all, I thought the offensive performance was pretty well. There's still some things we could improve on, but can't really complain that much. I mean, the offensive line looked a little better this week, but when you're playing lesser competition, that's going to happen, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah? So let's get into... We'll talk about the special teams before we get to the defense, Bug. And the special teams had me kind of really concerned. Kick return after kick return after kick return. I'm back on the we need to fire Danny Smith train. I mean, remember that kickoff return to start, I believe, is the third quarter that almost went for a touchdown?
Yeah, it was... What was people even doing?
Apparently nothing except for James Pierre. He at least got in the way and slowed it down. I mean, special teams... I have to give them an F for the day just for the way the coverage team played. You can't have that. Although no missed field goals. So, we'll give them a D. I don't think they were passing, but I don't think they failed. So we'll let them go to summer school. We'll give them a D for the special teams. But James Pierre becomes a guy I want to talk about because he has a name again. I don't know if anyone noticed that. I did not call him he who shall not be named because, 1, he stopped the touchdown in the kick return. 2, he makes a great play early in the game to get an interception and really set the Steelers up. Although, ironically, the drive the Steelers don't score on is the one James Pierre intercepted and let him start on the other end of the field. But he seemed to have a good game, didn't he? Yeah, I mean, he was the guy who got beat for the passing touchdown, but all things considered, you can't complain too much with the way he played. He played, I thought, a good game. I thought the defense played a pretty good game, although really, the Colts have struggled giving up sacks, and the pass rush really wasn't there. I mean, TJ didn't show up at all. Cam Hayward didn't show up at all. But Alex Highsmith had a good game, don't you think? He went out there, had a forced fumble, played some good spots.
Mm-hmm.
And a special shout-out to Chris Wormley, that fumble the Colts had at the 1-yard line. Chris Wormley stealing it away from Matt Ryan when it was on the ground was a pretty huge part in the game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it certainly was. I mean, those are the guys I looked at. When I thought played a good game, need to mention was Cam Sutton did his thing. Minka played a pretty darn good game out there in the back. I thought Devin Bush played a really good game at the middle linebacker. Did a good job in coverage and not letting us get burned there. You talk about defensive front guys. Alex Highsmith played a good game. Wormley gets a shout out for that huge thing he saw. And then it was just a bunch of I don't really want to blame the defense. I just want to blame the whole Steelers team for this. How in the world do the Pittsburgh Steelers always come out in the third quarter and get blown away? It happened again. The offense gets a 3 and out, albeit I think Blad play design once. Dan Moore killed a drive. Oh, no, Dan Moore's killed drive was in the first half, so that's not part of that. Drop passes by Pickens really hurt them there in the third quarter. And the defense gives up 14 points in the fourth quarter, as this defense just can't seem to stop anyone in the fourth quarter for whatever reason. Is this a concern for us going forward, Micah, looking into this game, the fact that the third quarter's really struggles this year?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll get into more of that Laskers and Gingy a little later this week. But all in all, a good game by the Steelers. Not a great game. The offense played good, played above average, beat that average score point, so that's an above average game. Good job by the offense. Defense held the opponent under 20 points. That's a good job by the defense. All in all, this is a very average game, and it helps a lot when the opposing coach just seems lost and confused at the end of the game, not using his timeouts, don't you think?
Yeah. That's way not good.
I mean, even Mama was yelling at the TV, what is this guy doing? Why is he not taking a timeout? You remember that? Even Mama was getting into it.
Yeah, people take a time out.
Not Pittsburgh, the Colts needed to. We wanted them to waste that clock. We wanted that click, 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 click going. But, Bug, yeah, I think I gave the names of the people I thought had a good game. I thought anyone that stuck out for you, I guess, is what I want to get into. Anyone you thought had a stellar performance that needs to be pointed out?
Nope.
No. I'm going to say I'm happy with the game. The Steelers had more rushing yards than the Colts. We had 2 running backs that were averaging more yards per carry than Jonathan Taylor. I'll take that as a big win. The Steelers having a better run game than one of the best run teams in there. Some guys not having great games. I mean, Quentin Nelson just shut down Cam Hayward. The offensive side of the ball, Pickett seems to be improving. We need the players around him to start catching the ball a little more. And Johnson and Pickens can't be dropping touchdown passes. But 2 running backs find in the end zone. Najee after a drive that was led by McFarland and Snell. And then Snell finding one on a nice little handoff on a third down play for the Steelers. All in all, the Steelers come away with a 24-17 victory. We got to celebrate. We got to be happy. It was a good time in a Steeler household, I will say. Bugga, you have any shout-outs to any players that you thought were above and beyond that you just want to say, congratulations, you did awesome?
Only Kenny Pickett.
Only Kenny Pickett. Well, that's fine. You can shout out Kenny Pickett. You want to do that? Say, shout out to Kenny Pickett. No, he doesn't want to say it, but his shout out is to Kenny Pickett. He told me that. I guess it's time to let you know I am the Viking Donkey. That's Viking_Donkey on Twitch and Twitter. Why'd I have our time saying that? It's your Daily Dose of Donkey with Gingers, the YouTube channel where you're going to catch all the content. The BugCap, the Power Rankings, which will be coming out tomorrow morning, and Steelers Talk, the flagship show. So, we had a fun time. Bug, any closing notes for the people before we sign off? Donk Nation, I love y'all. It's that time. Wave them if you got them.